I was with my friend and girlfriend in the city of Chiang Mai, and in the evening we went and visited this big temple. Chiang Mai is a city that has a lot of Buddhist temples, and they're beautiful. So I entered the main hall, which was this huge, tall hall, and it had a huge golden statue of the sitting Buddha inside. And the walls of this huge, tall hall were just painted with these big murals that covered the entire wall from the floor to the ceiling. And at the moment that I was about to enter the hall, I just had this moment of awestruckness, and I had to pause for some time just to take in the depth and vastness of the hall. But then I stepped inside and started just looking at the murals on the wall. And they were very beautiful. And they depicted, I think, the many layers of samsara from sort of the bottom to the top. So they were views of, like the lives of different people and beings in different realms. I imagine that some of them were pictures of people doing different things in our realm, and then above and below those realms there was the God realm, the demigod realm, and then the realm of the hungry ghosts, and then the hell realm, etc. And so these murals were depicting ongoing life across all of these different realms. And I also noticed that the drawing style of these murals seemed to me like it was employing what is called isometric projection. And you can sort of look this up online, but there are different ways to use perspective in paintings to imply a feeling of depth and, dimensionality, to create a higher dimensionality on a flat piece of paper. And as far as my understanding goes, before the Renaissance period, in Western art, there was like no perspective. So everything was kind of flat, and it depicted gods and whatnot. And then starting from the Renaissance period, they started employing perspective more, which is the way that we humans actually see the three-dimensional world. And the content of their artwork also became more realistic. It started depicting people and stuff. So both the content as well as the style became more, it started resembling our world more. So this is what is going on with Western art. And meanwhile, as I'm looking at this piece of Eastern art all over the mural, I am thinking, this isometric projection-ish thing that's going on here is sort of halfway between, like a flat picture with no points of perspective, like no vanishing points, and like true 3D, True 3D will have, like 3 different vanishing points for vertical, horizontal, and in and out. And isometric projection sort of implies 3D. If you have ever seen isometric projection drawings or video games that have isometric projection, they sort of look like they have some depth, but it's still kind of drawn everything on a single piece of paper, on like a single flat surface. The issue is that with true 3-dimensional perspective, you cannot draw the entire world in one 2-dimensional flat piece of paper. That's just, you never see that in 3D. So everything would just kind of be blocked. Like you cannot really draw layer upon layer or realm above realm. If you're just looking at the realm that you can see, it's going to block your view of the other realms. That's what true 3-dimension is. But in isometric projection, you can kind of imply that there are things one above the other, but as a viewer, you're able to have a bird's eye view into each of those realms at the same time. which is kind of cool. Like these realms, normally when you're just living your life, well, now I'm kind of drawing an allegory here. When you're just living your life in any of these realms, everything except that realm is blocked from your view. You don't know what the realm of hungry ghosts is now. You don't know what the hell realm is. You know only this realm. But this isometric projection is a way of maintaining the depth of each realm as best as possible while allowing the viewer to see across the realms. It's kind of like God's point of view. So I thought that this isometric projection, which is not a flat picture like the pre-Renaissance Western paintings depicted only one realm, the God realm or whatever it was. It was just flat, it was just one thing. And it's not the realistic physical 3D perspective other, because that also usually just kind of shows one realm, and everything else is blocked from view. So this isometric in-between perspective style is really kind of, it feels the most apt to depict what the content of these murals were, which is to show the viewer a kind of bird's eye perspective across all of these different realms.